I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the April 18th Board of Public Affairs meeting. First on the agenda will be approve the minutes of the March 21st board meeting. See any additions, corrections, discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Dick, I see no changes. I'll make a motion to approve, please.
Second.
Jim? Karen?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Next, to be a hearing of public concerns. Seeing none, we'll move on. Next, be the clerk treasurer's report.
The board's been presented with the clerk treasurer's report for the month ending March 31st, 2023.
I'll move to approve the clerk treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Tom?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Next on the agenda will be a resolution. Would you please number and read, Pat?
This is Resolution number 5, 2023, a resolution designating Bryan Municipal Utilities Engineering Assistant Project Coordinator as the prevailing wage coordinator for Bryan Municipal Utilities according to Ohio Revised Code 4115.071.
So, yeah, the Ohio Revised Code requires each contracting public authority that enters into contracts with contractors or subcontractors to designate one employee as the prevailing wage coordinator. The primary responsibility is to ensure compliance with public works contracts. This responsibility has previously been held by the engineering supervisor or the operations manager. At this time, I would request that the engineering assistant project coordinator position be designated and approved as the prevailing wage coordinator.
Questions or discussion? Now I'll entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 5.
I'll make a motion that we designate the engineering assistant project coordinator as the prevailing wage coordinator.
I'll second.
Karen?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Next on the agenda will be a request to hire a power plant employee.
Good evening, everyone. This evening, we are bringing a Jordan Whitehead to you to hire as a probationary power plant operator trainee. He recently graduated from Fort County Career Center in their electrical program. And in addition to that, he has mechanical skills and abilities to complement those electrical skills that he learned in school. If you recall back in the January 17th meeting when we discussed posting the power plant operator position, it was our hope that under that recruitment we could find 2 qualified candidates. Surprisingly enough, we did. Sometimes in today's market, we're not sure what we're going to get. So we were successful in having more than one candidate apply, so I'd like to ask if we can hire Jordan Whitehead. And I should state that both of these are within our budget. Richard Bear that we hired previously was part of a replacement for the gentleman that left in January, and this hire is part of our succession plan that was in our budget.
Any questions? Discussion?
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda would be the semi-monthly disbursements, pay the bills.
Boy, that was quick. I'll make a motion, we pay the bills.
A second.
Jim?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Next, we'll be taking a 5-minute recess, and we'd like to invite City Council to join us for a special joint meeting. With that, we'll take a 5-minute recess. Council.
And I'd like to call the meeting to order for Bryan City Council.
Mayor, would you like to start off the conversation?
Absolutely. First of all, thank both of you for rearranging your schedules and making this evening possible. I appreciate that and your willingness. Per city charter, hiring of a clerk-treasurer takes a joint meeting between Bryan City Council and Bryan Board of Public Affairs and a 4/5 vote from each respective group. With that being said, we are requestfully asking that you hire John Leonard to fill the clerk-treasurer position, effective date May 1st. And then I'm going to ask Ms. Perry to come and share some information about the candidate.
Thank you. I wanted to share that the city clerk position was advertised in multiple venues, We had an interview committee that consisted of Mayor Carrie Schlade, Bryan City Council President Richard Hoopie, Utilities Director Derek Schultz, Bryan Board of Public Affairs Chair Richard Long, Interim Clerk-Treasurer Pat Buda, and myself. In reviewing the applications, the city received 2 candidates who we felt had more relative experience, and interviews were scheduled, with one of the candidates having more of the day-to-day government accounting experience. John has over 25 years of experience in public financing. He's worked in Rhode Island, Maryland, and Ohio, and most recently for a local community preparing and monitoring their $50 million budget. In addition to monitoring and reporting on fiscal matters, John took responsibility for projecting revenues, conservatively managing a multi-million-dollar investment portfolio, debt issuance, taxes, municipal utilities billing and collection, union negotiations, managing of payroll, and benefits. During his tenure in the public financing, John has received multiple awards for his outstanding audits, such as the Ohio Auditor of State Award with Distinction and the Government Finance Officers Association Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. John holds a Master of Public Administration in Budget and Finance from Kent State and a Bachelor of Science in Natural Resources, Parks and Recreation Administration from The Ohio State University. In addition, John is a member of many professional associations and served on a variety of boards throughout his career. John is a strong believer in streamlining processes and improving technology. He's overseen IT in his previous positions even. He has experience in implementing an automated metering system, such as the Clerk-Treasurer's office is currently involved with today. In addition, he has experience in overseeing software updates, such as the conversion of the City of Bryan's eGov version of SSI to the VIP version. As Mayor Schlade shared, the interview committee respectfully recommends the Bryan City Council and the Bryan Board of Public Affairs hire John Lehner as the City Clerk-Treasurer.
I'd like to say, being part of the interview process, had 2 extremely good candidates, qualified candidates. And it was a lot of discussion. It was a tough choice, actually. I think at the end of the day, I think we all agreed to pick Mr. Lerner. But it was a tough decision. There was a lot of discussion about it. It wasn't an easy one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a very difficult decision. We toiled over it for quite a long time, so
Yeah.
I think we made a good one at the end.
It sounds like he's a good fit to pick up where Lori left off.
Yeah.
And that was a key portion of it.
Yeah. That's important.
Anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
I think, no, well, maybe. It may culminate in one here, but I wanted to thank the interview committee because that is a lot. And it becomes difficult. And the further you're away from that, from not actually doing those duties, the more difficult it is. But that, the committee I thought that was put together was a good committee. And did a very good job. I also like his education and experience, especially the IT piece and with the utility bill piece. That seemed to me to be a kind of a very close piece that is something that would fit in well with Bryan. And I like his leadership style and the ability, from what I read. Obviously, I've never talked with the gentleman, but from what I read, I liked some of the things that were being stated. I would like to hear in a generic sense, I'm not interested in any specific examples, but it would be helpful for me to understand what the disappointment in the DC position was that lasted just 4 months. My reasoning is I wouldn't want us to make the same error.
So is there some way, if the answer is no, we can't give any generic stuff, it'd have to be specific. I am not interested, as an example, he didn't get along with Billy Bob. I don't care. But is there something that, that we ought to be aware of and make sure we don't, we being the city of Bryan, commit? That's for the interview committee, obviously, or, whatever.
Can I take that?
You absolutely can
Okay,
take that.
I can
Ms.
take that.
Schlotter.
To my understanding of speaking not only with John, but also the reference checks and looking at his resume, he started his career in the educational field. When he left, he went to the government field and worked there for years. It was always his dream to try to go back into that educational field and see what he could contribute there. I think when he got to that educational field, he immediately missed the government side of things, and it was not exactly what he expected it to be. And that's like on the very generic terms.
No, that's good, because the point is, he's coming, no, that was very good. He's coming back to more of what he, God help us all, likes in terms of rules, regulations, government entity and involvement, et cetera, et cetera. And if that's what he enjoys more, then it's certainly understandable. That was helpful for me.
That's what you mean by where it said that he was disappointed when he went to back to
Yes.
Defiance College? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's more running to something, not running from something.
Yeah, okay. No, that's good. That's what I wanted to hear. Because I didn't want to disappoint you, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yep.
And that's it. That was a question. It was more about, I wanted to thank everybody and kind of get that
That's fine.
cleared up.
Anyone else? Any questions or comments? Okay.
Thanks for asking that question that way.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a delicate one, because I don't want any employee secrets. I just want to know, what can we do not to step in the same poo-poo?
Well, he sounds very impressive, so I'll be anxious to meet him.
It was very impressive. Speaking with him in his interview as well. And his reference checks were it was very highly recommended.
Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll ask the board, I'll entertain a motion that we hire Mr. Lerner to be the new clerk treasurer.
I will make the motion that we hire John W. Lerner as the Bryan City Clerk-Treasurer.
I will second it.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
And I will entertain a motion to hire Mr. Leonard.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Judy?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, but I think they're gonna recess first. So you guys have to approve first.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay.
Derek, had a beautiful cheat sheet.
No.
We have to have us make a motion.
Yeah, I would entertain a motion for us to adjourn the council to adjourn.
So move.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
And I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn special meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Annette?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Thank you, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you guys.
I hope we
all
didn't keep you up
coming.
too late.
Yeah. We're just gonna take a short
You're cutting into my...
You're welcome to stay sitting there if you want. With that, we'll have comments from BPA and staff. Mr. Sprow.
Voice first, why is that?
It's you're at the end of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, just welcome Jordan to, as power plant operator trainee to BMU, and John Leonard as new Bryan City Clerk-Treasurer. That's about it.
Annette.
I'm going to also say congratulations to Jordan Whitehead and congratulations to Mr. Leonard.
I would say the same thing. Welcome to the team, Jordan. And look forward to working with Mr. Leonard. That's about all I have. Jim?
I can't say anything hasn't already been said. So, I'll pass it to Karen. Karen.
I will say the same thing. Welcome to the gentleman that we've just hired, and also glad that the weather wasn't any worse than it has been over the past few weeks, and that the crews were ready and waiting in case it was. And so thank goodness we didn't have any disasters. Hope the rest of the spring goes the same way.
Would just like to welcome both Jordan and John. Looking forward to working with both of them. Also, I'd like to thank our electric department for the mutual aid assistance that they provided the city of Wapakoneta. We sent a 3-man crew April 2nd. They returned April 6th to assist with some storm damage. And then also the water department started working yesterday with Aqualine. They're doing a leak detection study of the water distribution system. They basically use sound-based technology to listen to the water mains to try and identify any leaks. Once it's completed, we'll get a report, then we'll go out and make repairs. So if you see them around town, they may be here till early next week.
Mayor.
Welcome Mr. Whitehead and John Leonard. We're excited to have him join the city and BMU staff. And special thanks to the interview committee. It was a lot of work, and I enjoyed working with all of you. I felt like all of us had a common goal, and we debated through that to make sure that we tried to get the best candidate for the city of Bryan and Bryan Municipal Utilities both. And I think that we all have the same goal and the importance of both of those entities being one. So I'm excited to have John start May 1st. And again, thank you for your vote tonight and for the interview committee and all of your work. And I appreciate you all.
Pat.
Yeah, just welcome to John and the new employee for VMU. I was excited we had two good candidates. And it was with the environment they're in right now, that was very, very helpful.
Jackie,
Nothing else.
press.
I don't think so, thanks.
Okay. With that, we'll be taking a little short break here. We're going to go into executive session to discuss collective bargaining and compensation of a public employee. With that, I'd like everyone to stay in the room except the press.
Nobody ever wants to press.
Yeah, there won't be.